Good evening, this is VK3EKH, VK3 Echo Kilo Hotel, the official station of the Astronomical Society of Victoria, with regular Friday night broadcast coming to you from the studios of VK3CSJ in Narre Warren South. Broadcasting on prime frequency 3541 kHz in the 80 metre amateur radio band, and also broadcasting via the Melbourne television repeater, VK3RTV, Digital Channel 1. We're also streaming direct to the internet on my YouTube channel. Just type in VK3CSJ in the YouTube search engine, and you should be able to see hi-fi pictures, HD at least. Alright, okay, we've got a full night tonight. We've managed to get a solar report from Tamitha. She's just released or uploaded her latest solar report about 9 hours ago or so. So it only goes for 10 minutes, so I'll make sure I'll try and squeeze that in. It's somewhere in the next 6 hours. Anyway, not quite, but anyway, good evening everybody. I trust that everybody is well on this chilly Friday night. I suspect that the weather is going to be a little bit better for this weekend, a bit like last weekend. Anyway, and thinking of all the folks down there in Gippsland at the moment that are scared out of their wits from all the fires that were going on earlier in the week, only to be doused by lots of rain and floods. So crazy weather patterns this last week, so I hope everybody down there is at least doing the best they can. It's only going to repeat itself in the next few months. I suspect there will be more rain and unfortunately more fires. That's bound to happen. Hopefully not, though. Anyway, I hope the audio levels and everything's going out okay. So I noticed my modem did reset itself just a few moments ago, so it seems to be everything seems to be okay. We do have an email address if you wish to send signal reports, vk3ekh@gmail.com, vk3ekh@gmail.com, and we also have a Discord chat window operating. And I can see that I've got to reset that, so let me see if I can do that. Oh no, it's okay. We should be right. Yep, I just had a window up on the Discord, but that's fixed now. So I can say good evening to Richard, VK3VRS, and also we have Bill, VK3KHT, who's most likely watching the TV too, and Steve, VK3SPX, and g'day Martin, VK7JAH down there in Launceston. He says it's a clear noise levels are low. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I noticed my noise levels were up a little bit tonight. I remember last week it was around S8, but tonight I was hovering on S9, so the band might be just a bit noisier tonight. Okay, we've got Sky Notes too, courtesy of Tanya Hill from the Space Science Works. So we'll go straight into those after I do the usual introduction. Also, good to see the Eastern Mountain District Radio Club up there tonight on RTV2 with their presentation. Really good to see you guys back on TV, and I felt the audio was a little bit low. I think I was turning up the volume on the TV to hear what was being said. So a few little teething there, but the rest of it was cool. All nicely video mixed and stuff. And I'm experimenting with something different tonight too. I've got my little rotating box up there in the top right hand corner. I just mucked around with that a few hours ago, so it seems to be working. Okay. The Astronomical Society of Victoria was founded in 1922 and comprises over 1,600 members throughout Victoria, the other states of Australia and overseas. Membership of the Society is open to all persons with an interest in astronomy. The Society's objectives are to encourage the study and practice of astronomy, and to disseminate the knowledge of the science and to provide greater facilities for the study among its members. Monthly meetings are usually held on the second Wednesday of each month, except in January, where the latter being held on a Saturday night. Meetings start at 8 p.m. in Memorial Hall, Burwood Avenue, Melbourne, near the Melbourne Observatory, which is located adjacent to the Shrine of Remembrance. Parking is available in Burwood Avenue, Dulles Brooks Drive, and surrounding streets. Admission is free and visitors are most welcome. Privileges of membership include the right to borrow books, periodicals and other publications from the Society's extensive library located at Melbourne Observatory, receipt of the ASV's magazine Crux containing articles, news, observing notes and the like, and free provision of the Astronomical yearbook. Access is available to telescopes on members' nights held regularly at the Melbourne Observatory and after the monthly meetings, weather permitting. Nights, weather permitting, yes, right. These instruments include the Society's 300mm equatorial reflector and a 300mm portable reflector. There's also a 200mm refractor managed by the Royal Botanic Gardens, and a recently restored photoheliograph are also housed at the observatory and are accessible as well. The Society also has a number of 200mm reflectors available for short period loan, so members can try before they buy. Members are also encouraged to make use of the Society's country property located near Heathcote, some 90-minute drive north of Melbourne. There are a range of instruments available for members to use, the larger two only with appropriate training, which range from 300mm to 1000mm in aperture. Also located on site is the 8-metre radio steerable telescope, with which members can access with involvement in the radio astronomy section. Members are encouraged to make and use telescopes. Advice and help on both matters are provided willingly to newcomers desiring to do the same. Instrument making is only one of the number of common interest activities catered for within the Society. Other areas of interest that members can participate in include deep sky observing, astrophotography, lunar and planetary observing, auroral, meteor, comet, radio astronomy, computing, cosmology and astrophysics, historical studies and research and astronomy in general. Contact details for various section directors are provided in the yearbook. Further information may be obtained by visiting the ASV's website, and notifications of events are given in the Crux Extra bulletin sent out via email to members. Please note that the ASV will conform to all government health directives. ASV events may be required to be cancelled, moved or postponed. If you wish to get more information on the ASV by mail, you can write to the Secretary of the Astronomical Society of Victoria, GPO Box 1059, Melbourne, Victoria 3001. That's the Secretary, Astronomical Society of Victoria, GPO Box 1059, Melbourne, Victoria 3001. Otherwise, all other information about the Society and where to join and how to join and all that can be found at the website at www.asv.org.au. Right, I didn't embellish any of that text tonight. I read word for word. just couldn't be bothered getting carried away. So anyway, there it is. You're tuned to ASV VK3 EKH, the official station, broadcasting since 1988. Not every week, but near enough to it. Okay, so there it is. Let me see. We go into Sky Notes because I know Sky Notes always takes up at least 20 minutes of the session. So we've got a few things there in Sky Notes. So Sky Notes for October 2023, courtesy of Tanya Hill at the Planetarium, Melbourne Science Works. And she writes, 100 years ago, our galaxy was suddenly not alone. In 1923, on the night of the 5th-6th of October, the universe became much larger than previously thought. American astronomer Edward Hubble was searching the then Andromeda Nebula for a special kind of star known as a Cepheid variable, one that regularly pulsates in brightness. If one or more could be seen, then the distance of Andromeda could be known. Was it part of our galaxy or much further away? Was it another galaxy entirely, were the questions. And there's a picture here of Edward Hubble, courtesy of Tanya Hill's page there, if I can just find it quickly. Here it is. Okay, alright, that's on her site, on the Space Weather Sky Notes website. Okay, so that's Edward Hubble with a photographic print of Andromeda Galaxy M31 in which Cepheid variables were identified. There's not a year attached to that picture, unfortunately. Anyway, the first variable star, Delta Cephei, was observed by John Goodricke in 1784. John Goodricke in 1784 in the constellation of Cephus, but distances too far off stars were then not well known. Cepheid stars would later provide a way to determine true distances. They have the same average light output luminosity, but will be seen with different brightnesses at different distances. It was not until 1912 that Henrietta Swan-Leavitt, examining data of stars observed in the Small Magellanic Cloud, was able to show that how long these stars take to pulsate is related closely to how much they brighten. And we've got a picture of Henrietta here too, which I shall bring up. There she is. Henrietta Swan-Leavitt, examining data during her long and productive career at Harvard University Observatory. Allowing for distance, it was then possible to calculate how far away Cepheid stars are and the objects that sit within. Leavitt's painstaking work and insight proved the key to establishing one of the most useful tools in cosmic measurement. In 1923, using the 100-inch Mount Wilson telescope in California, which gave unprecedented magnification and detail, and building of Leavitt's work, Hubble examined photographic plates of Andromeda Nebula and observed the star changing brightness according to Leavitt's law. As the Cepheid in its intrinsic luminosity could be known, and by comparing its apparent magnitude as captured on the plate, the distance to it and Andromeda itself could be determined. The nebula became a galaxy at almost 1 million light-years, a startling result then and calculated now to be 2.5 million. Hubble also examined Cepheids in the Triangulum Nebula to reveal it too was a galaxy at around 3 million light-years. And we've got a little picture there of Andromeda as well, M31. This M31 is visible from Melbourne. If you've got a reasonably good sight, you can photograph M31. And Andromeda. It rises about, I think the maximum altitude is probably around about 14 degrees above the horizon, something like that. So if you've got a good takeoff to the north and the sky is clear enough, you'd be able to photograph Andromeda, something similar to what's on the screen right now. But nevertheless, carrying on, 100 years ago this month, the universe became much larger, and the Milky Way most definitely not alone. And there's 4 links that Tanya provides to learn more about NASA Edward Hubble story and the ATNF Edward Hubble, Scientific Women, Henrietta Swan-Leavitt, Harvard Smithsonian, Remembering Henrietta Swan-Leavitt, and Smithsonian Learning. So there's 4 links there, which would be full of interesting information. All right, back to me. Where's my camera? There I am. All right. just getting my camera set up. There we go. Okay. Now, we're all on summertime now, or some of us are at least, the ones that have to be worried about the change of time. Melbourne Sun Times. Sunday. Oh, well, this is starting off from last week. From Sunday the 1st, sunrise was at 6:56, setting at 7:23. On Wednesday the 11th of October, sunrise will be at 6:41, setting at 7:33. Saturday, 21st, it'll rise at 6:27, setting at 6:42. And Tuesday, by the end of the month, Tuesday the 31st, sunrise will be at 6:15 a.m, setting at 7:53 p.m. Moon phase. There will be a third quarter on the 7th, Saturday the 7th, tomorrow. There will be a new moon on the 15th, Sunday the 15th. There will be first quarter on Sunday the 22nd. And there will be a full moon on Sunday the 29th, at the end of the month there. Moon distances. The moon will be furthest from the Earth, apogee, on Friday the 10th at 405,426 kilometres, and then on Sunday the 26th it'll be at its closest approach, or perigee, and that'll be at 364,872 kilometres. Planets. Mercury is not visible this month as it is too close to the Sun. Its orbit is about to take it behind the Sun. Venus is the morning star, this month rising in the east around 4:30 a.m. before fading view in the dawn as dawn approaches. Mars is becoming increasingly difficult to spot as it is close to the Sun and will disappear totally as it moves behind the Sun. Jupiter is bright and easily seen this month, rising at about 10:30 p.m. and moving across the northern and northwestern sky before being lost in the early morning light. Yes, Jupiter is a fairly obvious planet in the sky at the moment. I've been watching it progress across the northern sky. It's about 40-50 degrees up there, quite bright. Saturn can be seen from 8 p.m. in the northeast at dusk and will travel through the north before setting at west around 4 a.m. early in the month and 3 a.m. by the end of October. So yes, both Jupiter and Saturn are telescope objects at the moment. Meteors. The Ionids. The Ionids appear from the 15th to the 29th, but peak on the 21st to the 22nd, with perhaps 30 meteors per hour from midnight until dawn. Centered on the constellation of Orion. Oh, I've got a picture of this too. Let's bring up Orion. There we go. Orion. So, yes, so centered on Orion, near the red supergiant star Betelgeuse. They are typically very fast and bright, enter the atmosphere at 66 kilometers per second, and vaporize 100 kilometers above the surface, leaving persistent trails. The Conversation article by Dr. Tanya Hill and Professor Jonty Horner explains the meteor shower in detail. So yes, so if you can locate the constellation of Orion, that picture on the TV, YouTube at the moment shows roughly the area of the radiant where the meteors are likely to be coming from of the sky. That's actually a stellarium view about 1 a.m. in the morning, and the three bright stars of Orion's belt, or base of the Silspin, and the red star Betelgeuse will guide you to the Ionids shower. Anyway, pretty much as you see on the screen there, if you're watching the TV, the video, picture, image. Continuing on, the Oranids shower was first recorded by the Chinese in the year 288 AD, and is associated with Comet Halley. In 1705, Edmund Halley, after studying records of some comets that seemed to reoccur, used Isaac Newton's new laws of motion to calculate the comet's orbit, predicting a return in 1758, which he did not live to see. Orbiting every 75 years, Comet Halley passes through the inner solar system, leaving a trail of particles for Earth to pass through twice a year. We witness those meteor showers as the Eta Acroids in April-May, and then in October as the Oranids in October, as she says there. Okay, stars and constellations. Let's see if there's any more words I can't pronounce. In the north, as the year progresses, we see Aquila, the eagle, and its principal star Altar. Directly north, but Lyra and its bright star Vega, Alpha Lyra, have left our northern skies this month. In the west, Scorpius is now moving down to the west, with the red star Antares the middle of the three stars that mark the saucepan's body. High above, following the Scorpion, is the Asterum the teapot, which gives you the position of the bow and arrow, held by the centaur Sagittarius. In the east is Fomalhaut. In Pisces, the southern fish, is the bright evening star in the east this month, but as spring ends and we move towards summer, we will progressively begin to see from the northeast around the southeast the beautiful Pleiades cluster. Taurus the bull and Aldebaran, Orion the hunter with the saucepan, and Betelgeuse and Canis Major and Sirius will all be seen. In the south, in a dark sky in the southeast, are isolated large and small clouds of Magellan, which are our galaxy's nearest neighbours, as well as the vast band of billions of stars and dark dust clouds that make up what we can see of our own galaxy, the Milky Way. In the evening this month, it runs in a broad arc from south to north. From our location, about 28,000 light years from the centre of our disc-shaped galaxy, we have an edge-on view along the plane of the galaxy where the density of stars is at its greatest. As you look away from the Milky Way to either side of the sky, you see far fewer stars. In those directions, you are peering through only 1,000 or so light years out into the intergalactic space, to the north or to the south of the galactic plane. Where we are in the galaxy and its size and shape was not fully understood until quite recently. And there's in fact a picture here of those two sister galaxies, the large and small Magellan clouds, which I remember as a kid being able to see from Dandenong. I was born and bred up in good old Dandenong, and I remember vividly being able to clearly see those two objects on the screen there. But right now there's so much sky light pollution, it's very hard to make them out. Okay. Low. Have I already read that out? No, I haven't. Low in the southwest are the pointers Alpha and Beta Centauri. in the constellation of Centaurus, the other Centaur in our night skies. Following the line of the two bright pointers lower to the horizon leads to a small but famous crux, Southern Cross. Crux and the pointers are among many southern hemisphere stars that circumpolar from our southern latitude.